Ladies and gentlemen, what you're about to view is my program with Mary Palmer. She's a security guard, and the original content of this program was to be about her artwork. But right off the bat, it became so much more than that. This woman invited me over for a true Southern hospitality breakfast with steak and eggs. This program became about artwork, cooking, family, and heritage. Mary Palmer, first of all, is an American woman. She's native Cherokee and South African descent. What's going to make this program so special and so worth viewing is Mary's spirit, her love of life, her love of art and music, and just being so grateful. And so I'm so glad to present this program to you about Mary and who she was and her artwork and her love of life. So let's head over to Mary's place.
Tenderized in here. One can compare. And the deep sea.
So Mary she's an artist, a cook, security guard, co-pastor, singer. What else am I missing? A huge
I'm a mother.
Oh,
Mother of 15 grandchildren and
Woo.
6 great grandchildren.
you got it going on. And a huge Bob Seger fan at that.
Oh my goodness.
That's what we got to talking about last day
Yes.
when we talked about this interview.
Love Bob Seger. Music, I got just about all this music.
Yeah.
I have all of it. I got so much music. Yeah. I was 6 years old, 6 or 7 years old, living my mother's albums. I kept them all these years.
The
my
Drifters.
mother was gone.
The Drifters, the Carpenters, Barry White,
I got everybody.
Etta James. Oh yeah.
I just wanted to stop by here and let you see these. Got music that dates back to my mother's generation, before my mother's generation.
What was that? Salt, and what was the other thing you put on there?
Pepper and salt. And the salt is kosher salt. It's Hebrew.
Okay. And what kind of steak was that we picked out?
Just regular boneless.
Okay.
Just flat.
Okay. Now, have you lived in Greensboro your whole life?
I'm from Reedsville.
Reedsville, okay. That's right, I think we...
I've lived in Greensboro for the last eight or 9 years.
Okay. And what made you, what caused you to move here?
Well, before I moved here, I had been out of work for 18 months. Layoffs and, bad economy. People not hiring very much, and I just kept getting job after job, getting laid off, and they didn't last long. And but the health though, because my faith.
This was during the recession now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I moved to Greensboro the latter part of 2012, and I got a job at Endura Products. It was like 2013 around May, and I retired from Endura Products in the early part of the year 2016. It was time for me to retire. Trust me, it was.
We're using
Regular self-rising.
self-rising.
Yeah, it really doesn't make a big difference. 'Cause all we're doing is browning. This flour will brown it. Make the steak pretty and brown. Take this off right quick before I burn my
Right.
head too hot. Gosh, I don't think I've had anybody stand in the kitchen and watch me cook. Some kids left home. It's pretty cool. Used to follow me all around the house. Just talking, just chatting. That's back in the days when my son had a girlfriend every 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
A new one. Mama, this is the right one. This is the one. 2 weeks later, Mama, I'm
Since you been here?
crazy about Greensboro. When I was growing up, this is the way I found out. Dancing. Love Greensboro. Yeah. They were doing crazy about Greensboro. Going out, me and my friends.
Yeah.
Dancing in Greensboro.
Where did y'all go?
Castaways. Some Ponderosa Supper Club. Green Supper Club. I hung out everywhere. Cosmos 1, Cosmos 2. I was everywhere. I was all over the place. Oh. I was kind of flattered because my mom used to tell me that when Fame became famous on TV, the show Fame, she said every time she watched Fame, she said she enjoyed it. She said, but to tell you the truth, she said, couldn't nobody hold the candle for me. They couldn't beat me dancing. I was like, wow, my mom said this to me. Oh man, that's so cool. That was cool. I didn't know she felt that way. She said, they ain't got nothing on you.
Now is that to get it to fry a little more? Or is that just to...
Make it a little break.
Oh.
I love that thing. I feel so blessed. Okay, don't forget about the toast, Mary.
Now, did you have siblings growing up?
Huh?
Did you have siblings and everything growing up?
Lord, 4 brothers and 2 sisters. Oof. I'm the oldest female. Me, there's Bobby, there's Terry, and there's Doug. Zuma passed away in 2006.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Larry, he passed away in like 2010 or 11. In my first sermon, as a matter of fact, my kid sister, she died at 39 years old. She died back in 1996, and that was my first sermon that I preached. It was her funeral, her memorial service. People thought that was strange, but God is strange.
Yeah.
And He will have you doing strange things. And sometimes a test to see if you're gonna trust Him. Well, I did. And folks was asking me, "Are you sure this is the first time you've ever preached?" I was like, "Yeah." Can't tell. But that was wonderful. I was like, "Wow." Hugging people and crying. We were hugging each other because they was like a lot of family.
What'd you go to school for?
I got a specialized associate's degree in visual communications. and you know what that's about. It's about anything you can see, anything you can envision, anything is videos, art on canvas, anything visual.
Mm-hmm.
Anything.
I'm gonna turn your light on. Does this go?
Okay.
Want to go there?
Not
That one. That one.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get you some lighting.
Okay, anything visual.
And did you go to?
Animation, everything, huh?
And did you go to Pittsburgh for that?
Yeah, International Academy of Design and Technology in Pittsburgh.
What did you like about Pittsburgh?
Everything. It's a beautiful city. They probably got the most married people on the planet in Pittsburgh. I love that. They were very, very friendly. It's the Bible Belt. That means that Jesus Christ is strong now. The belief in Him is strong now. The scenery, everything. I loved everybody I met. It was wonderful, and it was just marvelous. And I liked wintertime anyway, so I got a chance to experience a lot of great winter when I was there. A lot of it. I mean, snow. It don't snow here like it used to when I was growing up. But in Pittsburgh, my love, it still snows when you least expect it because it's in the mountains. Or you can stand at the bus stop and look over to the northwestern skies and the mountains over there. And next thing you know, there's weather moving in. And, I mean, I got caught a few times, not enough clothes on. I learned though. Bought me a coat, put my stocking cap on my head, and if I wasn't standing at the bus stop waiting for a bus to go to school, I was waiting for a bus to go home. So I was at the bus stop a lot. And one of our classes was a photography class. And I took a lot of great pictures in Pittsburgh. This is nothing unusual, right? It's just something I would do. Because I love feeding people and I like people to feel comfortable. So
Oh man, you all right?
You can eat anywhere in my house. I don't care where it is, as long as you comfortable. I signed to be a driver. I told them that's all I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be a driver.
Yeah.
And I was a driver. Oh man, I was all over the place. And some of the greatest country music that's ever been made came out during that time. I hadn't been long come back from Pittsburgh. I came, my degree was over July the 1st, 2005. I was on the road coming back to North Carolina. When I got back, I ended up being homeless. I ended up having some hard times. I ended up $12 in vehicles. They probably still being sued like they the one that I went to, they had to close it down because they were being sued so much. Because the student affairs office didn't do what they said they were going to do. We were supposed to come out of school with a job, with a career. They didn't stick by. They showed favoritism. They sent some people to England to continue their studies. With favoritism. I was eligible because I was on the honor roll, and I was eligible.
Right. Wow.
And I wasn't the only one. There was some more people that were eligible, but they didn't get to go because they were showing favoritism. These are some of the some of my artwork that I just decided to use this hallway for display. How you like the big head babies? And that's a school project. I've had it all these years. Had to create a product, and that's just for practice right there. And like I was telling you, my specialty is landscapes. But I've tried to dabble in stuff that I don't think I'm good at, so I can see if I can get good at it. Right. And I started doing animals, and that's one of my projects right there.
Now, when did you start painting?
Oh yeah, that is a story right there within itself. I started painting. I went to college in 2004, like I was telling you. First of the year, left in January. And when I got to school, I was, my degree was visual communications, computer-based skills. That's all I'm thinking. I got to have computer-based skills, right? It never crossed my mind that I would need to have some drawing ability. And one day, I got this instructor named Miss Westman, a little Polish lady, cute little Polish lady. And she said, "Class, what I need for you to do is find a piece of paper, any kind of paper you want. It can be any kind you want. And I want you to draw me something." Oh my God. First day of class, I panicked. I'm like, oh God. She want me to draw something. Lord, you know I can't draw. Lord, please help me. Now, I've always, from a little tiny kid, I've always wanted to be able to draw. I always loved the ocean. I always liked trees. I always liked the blue in the sky. And I always wanted to do something. I couldn't do it. That day, I got a piece of what you call newspaper. That's a type of drawing paper. And I squiggled some lines on that paper. Here and there, and the ocean, and squiggly, and a little tree over here, and sky down, a little moon. And, and she said, "Okay, class. Y'all take your papers. We got a back room." And she said, take those papers and put them in the back room. And she said, we're gonna get back to them one day. 18 months later, when class is over, Miss Westman tells us to go back there and get it. And I literally cried at the changes that God had made in me. I'm actually an artist because He gave it to me. And if you follow me, I'm going to show you the first painting that I did that got me a grade. As a matter of fact, it got me an A. And all I did was like 10 by 10. This was later on down through the class. About 10 by 10. Come, let me show it to you. Stop right here first. Hey, Brian. Come, let me show you something. Music. Music. Right over here.
Man, you got everything in here.
Over here.
8-track tapes.
I've got albums. I got my albums in the living room. But the albums go back to at least 6 years old, 6 or 7 years old, living my mother's albums. I kept them all these years.
The
my
Drifters.
Mother was gone.
The Drifters, the Carpenters, Barry White.
I got everybody.
Etta James. Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to stop by here and let you see these. And these other cameras, these are movies that you can play on VHS. And I got me a VHS player that can play them. They can actually play these movies now.
Gosh. Prince. Jackson 5 greatest hits. James Taylor. You got everything.
And these are my homemade ones. I make these myself.
Okay.
And these are, all these are homemade. I've had them. That's music from, I guess, 60 years music.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
All right, come on, let me show you. Let me show you the painting I'm talking about. This is my curio cab. This is my heritage stuff. I'm Cherokee, Tuscarora, and South African descendant. I only know one relative that it caused my bloodline. It was my great grandmother on my dad's side. Everybody else is Cherokee. I held it up just like this. This right here is additive right here, but I just held this piece up right here, and I just started doing this. And Miss Westman was like, when she finally saw it, she said, "Mary, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Like Monet, like the Impressionist age, Monet." And I was like, "Oh my God, she almost bowled me over when she said it. She said Monet, man. That's what I'm talking about, Mary. That is what I'm." She was all excited. Miss Westman don't know that just moved me. That made me realize, Mary, you are an artist. You can actually paint. And so this is what I've been doing over the years. Some of it you won't be able to see it because it's been sold. And then the thing about it is, I won't say it like that because I record everything I do. I record at least 3 ways. I had to put that back in there later. I record it at least 3 ways. On paper, on video. I try to take a picture some kind of way of everything that I do so that I can keep track. And I know who, if I give it away, I know who I gave it to. That's on paper. And I have all kind of pictures.
Some of these right here, do you take a picture or do you go from memory?
This is my imagination.
It's your imagination.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude.
Yep, no picture. I didn't think that was very good, but a lot of people like it.
I love that one.
You do? Wow.
That one's cool.
So it's kind of crappy, huh?
No, I love it.
Okay.
Do you do any kind of, is this watercolor? It looks like.
See.
I'm trying to find out.
Yeah.
That one looks a little bit like watercolor.
I think it is. I do most of them in acrylics.
Acrylics.
I do a little oil, but most of it, I love acrylics. Title is House on the Hill. My medium is stretch canvas, and it's acrylics. And then I put my logo. I always put my logo in the corner.
MP3.
Yep. And then my feathers. I love my feathers.
Right, some of that heritage you were talking about.
Yes. And you gotta know that I take my heritage. You can see.
Yeah.
I take my heritage very, very seriously. I am a diehard American. I am a American. No colors. No colors out the crayon box. None of that crap. I am a Native American with South African heritage. I am an American. Point blank. Leave the dumb stuff alone.
Right, I could tell you come out here. come with the presentation of kind of no excuses.
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
Catholic.
Huh?
What's your religion?
I'm a Christian.
You're Christian.
That's right. Plain old garden variety Christian. None of the dumb stuff. I'm just what God told me to be. I can't think of his last name right now. But I did this last summer. This is the last painting I sold last summer. What do you think about it?
That's beautiful. There's a lot of detail in the...
He was crazy about that. And he came over for one of those Friday night shindigs they have at CVA. Before everything started going crazy.
Right.
Once a month, CVA has a shindig. And people come out and they have their wine and have a few hors d'oeuvres and look at the art, because CVA has some of the greatest art. I've had my paintings hung there twice. And then they have some talent in the back part of the room, and you can go dance and stuff. And I met this guy named Travis. I think he's on one of the boards. Charcoal. I think it's in here. It's in this sketchbook right there.
Mm-hmm.
That's me when I was a bodybuilder, about 100 years ago. I did it for 20 years.
Were you really?
20 years.
Oh, damn.
That's Patrick. That's a friend of mine from Pittsburgh. He's one of the classmates. He's on the wall back there. You already got him. Yeah, this is some of the stuff. That's up there. This is some of this chair that are decorated. It's just a plain chair. The first chair I did was it's a big rocker, but the second time I did this for charity, it was the second. I did a small rocker. The charities are in Reedsville for Rockingham County, and I'm affiliated with the art department in Rockingham County, and they have a fundraiser for it's an organization that it takes care of. It's a lot of young people, and they got mental and physical handicaps, and they take care of them. So what they do is they have a fundraiser, and for the last couple of years, they have done chairs. And at first, when I got started associating with them, I thought they were gonna have me do some on canvas or something, but they decided to do chairs, and this organization gives them chairs, and then plain chairs. I mean, you have to paint them and everything, and start from scratch. And this is the last chair I did. I didn't do anything for them this year, but for the first couple, this will probably be the third annual year. This is the third or fourth one. But for the first 2 years, I was with them. Matter of fact, I need to get in touch with them and see if I can't do something else. But that's the chair. And when they have a day when they auction the chairs off, and people can buy them for as much money as they want to help with that charity, because it's a good cause. That's me and my grandmother. That's my grandma. That's my daddy's mother.
Mm-hmm.
She was from South Carolina. Her name was Bertha. She raised me. That's me and her. I'm the only grandchild. At the time, she had 21 grandchildren. I am the only one got a picture taken with her. She was that's my dad. She was South African, half South African and half Cherokee. Mm-hmm. Her dad was Cherokee, and the mother was from South Africa. My great grandmother. That's that half of my family.
And you say, is that from Reedsville? Is that where you?
That was taken in Reedsville, but she was from South Carolina.
She was from South Carolina.
Yeah.
And what did your dad do? He's got a uniform on.
Security officer.
Security.
Yeah, that's in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. He I was 19 years old when he left Reedsville. He stayed in Harrisburg 24 years before he passed away.
Ooh.
And this is my brother, the one I was talking about. This is Zuma. He passed away July 2016. It's my kid brother. You can tell my brother look just like me, don't he?
Love that one. I love that tree right in the middle.
Yeah.
That little blue one. That is cool right there.
Okay. You know, it's nice to know what people are actually thinking about. You know, when they see your stuff.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful, because then you know you're doing something that's touching somebody.
Your sky, I've noticed, is the thing that stands out.
Yeah, man.
The way you're blending.
Yeah, I got a thing about the sky. When I was growing up, I used to go to the door and open the door and say, God, it's beautiful. What you got in store for me today? I couldn't wait to find out what was going to happen. Oh man! And I got one video of me and my uncle dancing back in 1995. And every once in a while somebody wanted to see it, so I showed it to I sent my brother a copy so he could see it. And my uncle James, my dad had 3 brothers, and I don't have very many matriarchs left. My mom had, it was 5 of them, five girls, didn't have no brothers. She's got one sister left, and she's in as far as I know, I think she's in California with her kids. She came back to North Carolina for a while, but it didn't work out so good, so she left again. But you should see her. She's a beautiful lady. So got one matriarch on my mother's side left, and my uncle, consider him a patriarch. His name is James, and he's in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. He's the last. They're the last two surviving elders in my family. Everybody else is pipsqueaks, including me. we ain't nothing but pipsqueak compared to them. My mother was born in 1926. She saw a whole lot. She's born right there at the end of right there by the Depression, you know. Mm-hmm. I think this Depression was 1929.
What do you like about Greensboro?
Oh, it's the way I feel. So many bad things happened to me in my hometown, and I feel like I was let down in my hometown. Greensboro has welcomed me and shown me friendship and so much love, and some of the things I have wanted to do, I've been able to do them in Greensboro. Every time I got involved with ministry in Reedsville, people made me feel bad. I come to Greensboro and I'm associate pastor, and I have worship with people all over the place, you know, all everywhere in Greensboro, and was welcome, asked to come and preach in people's living rooms and stuff, and go downtown on the square and on Green Street in the plaza and minister and witness and pray and serve with people, and the food ain't too bad in Greensboro either. It's pretty good. I love the jobs I've had in Greensboro. I like the job I got now because I'm centered. I'm in the Cultural Arts Center. It's not running full blast right now, but it's art in that place. I'm surrounded by beauty. It's so much art. People producing beautiful stuff. You know that it gives you hope. It makes you feel like, you know, it might be something bad over here, but this right here excels. This right here makes the bad just crumble. Makes the bad nothing because the good is so beautiful. That's why I like Greensboro. I like the places, and there's so many places to walk. They even got, the way they fixed up the street so people can ride their bicycles. They got lanes in the street that's designated for bicycles. You know, it's fantastic. So many parks in Greensboro. A lot to be said about Greensboro.
American history. What was your what's your ancestry to Native America? You're the tribe and everything that you're
Cherokee.
Cherokee.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And tell me about
the Eastern Band of Cherokee. The original Eastern Band of Cherokee. Cherokee were all up and down the East Coast. The East Coast of North Carolina. And then, you know, we know that they was disbanded and walked the Trail of Tears and ended up in Oklahoma, and and some people even escaped to Canada, as far as Canada. But the original Eastern Band of Cherokee was the East Coast of North Carolina, where we standing at right now. As far as the water, but as far inland, and it's where we're standing now. And when you think about Caswell County, Rockingham County, and places like that, the artifacts and stories that people can tell you about the Native Americans that live there, and I'm living proof that the Native Americans in Rockingham County, because I'm one. So it's a long story. But the Cherokee people now, on the reservation, I'll put it like this: the traditional Native American Cherokee tribe is on the reservation up above Asheville, in Cherokee. Cherokee and I guess there's not much else to say, but there are so many people think that that every Native American is on the reservation, but it is not true. There's a lot of Native Americans who don't live on the reservation for one reason or another, and have raised their family in mainstream society, and my folks did. I mean, my grandmother left from North Carolina and went to New York, and on my mother's side, and my dad's grandmother, she raised family. She left South Carolina and came to North Carolina and raised family here, and they were all all of them had some traditions in them, because they made their own soap and stuff, and they used their own remedies to make us well when we didn't feel good, and they definitely have a certain way to cook. They were all fine cooks, and strong women, very, very strong women, very matriarchal women, and I sure do miss them. They're all gone, and I only had one who taught me who I am, and that was my daddy's mother. Her name was Bertha, the one from South Carolina. She was the one that I talked to, had private conversations with, even before I started school, and she would start telling me who I am. And that's how I know I'm Cherokee. And that's how I know that her mom was from South Carolina. She was a slave, and that was a love story. My grandfather and my great grandfather, my great grandmother got together, and it was a love story. And done some research and found them on the census in 1860. My grandmother, my grandfather, on my dad's side, and I need to do some more research. I really want to do that one day. I'm going to do that, but right now, I'm a part of a great nation of people, and I don't discount South Africa, but I've never been to South Africa, and I was raised in an American culture that opened doors for all things, all people, and because of the fact that we celebrate freedom and liberty here in America, we are so intermingled together that what we are is Americans. Make no mistake about it, we are Americans, and that's the way I look at it. And I just I believe with all my heart we are the greatest country on the face of this earth. And I just had a brother in Christ from Africa who is here in America now and has been here long enough to become a citizen to tell me, don't take it for granted. You live in the greatest country on the face of the earth. And I told him, hey bro, you ain't got to tell me. I know. I've been here. I know. He's born again Christian and a preacher, and we were just out on Green Street trying to lift God up and give him praise for all he's done for America, and try to pray for America. So That's how I feel.
What are some of their, you talked about your heritage, what are some of the values and things like that that they had instilled from their ancestors?
I think that one of the greatest things that I could see about my folks is a type of honesty, and if you believe in something, you stand for it, and that's also a very spiritual belief. Very spiritual people. We call God the Great Spirit, and to just stand for what you believe in and don't waver. And that takes courage. And the Cherokee Nation went through a whole bunch of changes with the European government back in the day. They were deceived because they were ready to sign a contract because they got tired of fighting, and they wanted to see if we could just cohabitate, if we could live together in peace. And they signed that treaty believing that it was going to be a brand new day, a brighter day, and we were all going to live together because we ended up here together. And nobody was backing down. So the thing to do when nobody's backing down is to talk it out and compromise. And so my folks, they decided to compromise. But they were deceived. But they still stuck by their word. And it made a lot of people, a lot of other tribes in this country, kind of look down on the Cherokee Nation because the Cherokee Nation didn't want to fight anymore. They wanted to just live together. They wanted peace. And so I still think that they made a good decision, that their heart was in the right place, even though they were deceived. Their heart was in the right place. And so integrity is a great thing in Native American belief, in Native American in the heart of a Native American. Integrity. And take care of your own. And I don't mean as far as race. I don't mean as far as a color your skin is or whatever. But family. Family. They believe in family strongly. And even though I have problems in my personal life in that area, I still know what my ancestors believed in. And I think it's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing because family is a foundation, it's a strong, solid foundation. And if you don't have family, you're missing out on a strong, solid foundation. And then, and that's one reason why, you hear a lot of conversation about the Native American tribes in Cherokee. You hear a lot of, because they're traditionalists. But the thing about it is they're very private and they stay to themselves. And it's okay in some ways, in a lot of ways, because they're trying to protect who they are. They don't want their traditions gone. They don't want the traditions to fade out. But on the other hand, some traditions have got to fade out because they will keep people from, meeting Jesus one day. Because some traditions leave him totally out, and you can't do that. But anyway, we're talking about people with great integrity, people with honor, and people who believe what they believe in and will fight for what they believe in, and will stand by it, tooth and nail. And they believe in raising their children with values, and I don't know what else I can say about it.
I think you said it.
Thank you. Oh, about that time.
It's 12, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I have anything else. Is there anything you want to say about your artwork or anything else?
I can't think of anything.
We went through a lot.
Yeah, I'm glad to have that ability. I know that, and I want people to know that God gave me that ability. I asked for it, and the day that I knew that I had it was that day when Miss Westman said, "Get out that piece of paper and put something on that paper." And then 18 months later, I saw the difference in when I started and when I finished, and I knew that God had answered my prayers. And it's amazing. He don't always come in an instant. Don't always do things right then and there. But if you just wait and you have faith and know that He's able, one day you'll find yourself doing things that you didn't have a clue you could do.
Mm.
And I am amazed right now. Every time I put something on canvas, I put something on artboard and I look at it, it makes me realize that I am a fragment of something great, of a great and mighty God. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, that you can stand and look at that painting and know that that's the sky right there. That is the sky. And you can look and tell those are trees. That's grass. It's not because I am so great. It's because I got a great ability that's put into me by someone who is far greater than we can put into words. I'm grateful for that. That's amazing to me. I can't get over it. I don't have a big head about it. I don't. It's humbling to me. That's all I got to say about that.
Man, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate it.